So welcome to this journey to self-discovery. The journey to self-discovery is a 7-week course or 7 lessons course, because when you take it by yourself through this media, you can pace yourself. You can take in 7 days, you can take in 7 months, but you can also take it in 7 weeks if you do each lesson every week. So today we are doing the first lesson. Today we are doing the first lesson, the first class. And today we are talking about journey to self-discovery. Week 1 is awakening the seeker. We have to know who is this seeker. But before we reach there and ask ourselves who the seeker is, we have to know that this journey of starting now, as we embark on this journey, we are not learning something new. We are not here to teach you or ourselves something new, but it's about remembering something ancient about ourselves, something ancient within ourselves. Because in life, as you go through life, it comes a moment when comfort does no longer excite you, when routine feels mechanical, when success feels hollow, and when distractions like to make you more excited, as you seek things to excite you, they no longer satisfy you. Stuff you used to enjoy, they don't satisfy you. And that moment when you feel like nothing is making sense, when nothing is exciting you, that is what we call a sacred moment, because that is the moment when the seeker we are talking about is being awakened. When the seeker is no longer living blindly or unconsciously, but he's seeking something that, maybe for a reason, he's seeking for something that makes him, that sent him here in the first place. And therefore, the seeker is not a role, it's not a title, it's a stirring. It's a stirring, something within you that stirs you to start seeking. And today here, that stirring has already begun within you. That is why you are here. So let's pause and take a slow breath, slow, deep breath. Then ask yourself, whom am I really? Who are you really? And this brings us to defining the seeker. Who is this seeker? And as I said, a seeker is when you start consciously asking yourself questions. So a seeker is one who refuses to live unconsciously. A seeker asks questions. Whom am I beyond my roles? Why do I react the way I do? Why do certain patterns repeat in my life? What is my purpose? And is there anything more? The seeker is born when comfort becomes insufficient. Most people live reacting to life. Seekers live by examining life. Most people chase approval, but seekers pursue truth. And here is the important part. The seeker is not somebody who has the answers. No wonder he's a seeker. He's seeking for those answers. The seeker is someone who has courage to ask in order to get those answers. So in this class, today's class, we are talking about awakening that courage. It's about awakening that courage. But before we go into that awakening of that courage, are you a seeker? How do you know that you are a seeker? So there must be 3 signs, at least 3 signs to show that you are a seeker. And let's share these signs to show that you are a seeker or you are not a seeker. Meaning, maybe you're unconsciously, but living unconsciously, but because you're here now, listening to my voice, then you are a seeker. But then let's see the three signs that shows you that you are a seeker. One sign is dissatisfaction with surface living. You begin to feel that life that must be deeper than this. Conversations with other people feel shallow. Achievements feel incomplete. Entertainment feels numbing. You are no longer excited with some entertainments. And this dissatisfaction is not negativity. It is evolution. When you start feeling that nothing is exciting anymore, you may wonder why is it happening? It's because that seeker in you has started to wake up, and that seeker has realized there's more to life than what you are seeing or what you are used to. So when you start feeling, that life has deeper meaning than this, conversation feels shallow, achievement feels incomplete, and entertainment feels numbing, then that's one sign of being a seeker. The second sign is increased self-awareness. And this means you start noticing your reactions. You start asking yourself, why did I behave this way? Why did I react this way? You observe your anger. Most of the time you didn't realize you were angry. You just reacted and you blamed everybody else, but you didn't realize it was actually you throwing up tantrums. And we may use the word. You question your fears. You question yourself, why do I fear this? Why do I feel like this? Then you start noticing your patterns, repeated patterns in your life. And then instead of saying, that is how I am, you begin asking, why am I like this? That is awakening. So the third sign that you are a seeker is that you want your life to matter. You want to have your life to have a meaning. You want alignment. You want peace inside, not just applause outside. You're not looking for applause from people outside, the ego, but you want the meaning. You want to find a meaning and peace within yourself. And these are not random desires. They are invitations. The invitation to seek yourself further. So which one of these signs resonates most with you? Just look through them and see where you are. I'm sure at least two of them or all of them resonates with you. But then the seeker, after realizing you're a seeker, you must also identify the enemy of the seeker. There's some enemy of the seeker whom, after realizing you are a seeker, you have to identify this enemy. And one of the greatest enemy, or rather the greatest enemy of the seeker is, the greatest enemy of this awakening is distraction. Distractions. All around you, there's constant noise. Stuff is happening everywhere. You want to discuss about Iran and America and Israel. You want to talk politics. You want to create the stock exchange. You want to, do a lot of other things to distract yourself from the seeker, who is you. Constant scrolling on social media, TikTok, Facebook, constantly looking for excitement outside of yourself. Constant comparison, when you keep on comparing yourself with others, maybe the people you went to school with, your neighbors, your siblings, that constant comparison, the ego trying to show you must be better, you could be better. That's still an outside distraction. And I always say it's better to compare yourself with yourself. How you are 5 years ago, 10 years ago, rather than comparing yourself with others, because you're going to be disappointed. So seekers also or rather the enemy of seekers of awakening is constant business, just being busy, busy doing a lot of stuff and not really reflecting and going within. Because distraction keeps us from meeting ourselves. Distraction keeps us from meeting ourselves. And if you're a seeker, you have to go within, you have to keep on seeking yourself, meeting yourself. And it distracts us from, or rather, distraction keeps us from meeting ourselves because when we slow down, we meet discomfort. We're not used to slowing down because when we do, we meet discomfort. We are not comfortable with slowing ourselves. We meet unresolved pain. When we slow down, we start remembering those pains, the pain which are unresolved. And in order to discover yourself, you have to resolve that pain. So being busy stops us from that. When we slow down again, we meet our fear. When we slow down again, we meet truth. And we don't want to face the truth. We want to keep it hidden because the ego wants to override everything. And that's why many people prefer noise over truth, but seekers choose truth, even when it is uncomfortable. So today, I want us to understand that self-discovery is not about becoming someone new. It's about removing what you are not. We are removing the layers of what you are not to discover the real you. And let's look at some of these layers that we discover, we identify ourselves a lot with, rather than seeking the real person, the seeker. We have layers that we attach ourselves to, and we think that's enough. We call them roles. So we must understand this identity. And there are 4 layers. Layer number 1 is roles. These roles make you either a parent, a leader, a spouse, or a friend. Who is that guy? He's my friend, as you know. Who am I? I'm a parent. I'm a leader. That's just a role. That's not really you. The second role is personality. You're either an introvert, you're either strong, you're either emotional, or you are quiet. But that's another role. It's not you. That's how somebody can describe you. But you, the outer person, but that's not you. Then we have the conditioning. The conditioning includes beliefs from family, culture, religion, what was pumped into your consciousness as you grew up from the environment, family, religion, culture, etc. My belief is this way. I believe this way. I do this. I do this way because this is what I am now. You're not like that. That's what was in culture on you. And finally, there is the essence, and that is your true self beyond all levels. There's something in you that is you. And that's the person we are journeying to discover. So many people stop at layer 1. That is either a parent or a leader, spouse or friend. And others maybe go deeper to know the introvert and so on. So most people, I say, go and stop at layer 1. But seekers go deeper than that, even deeper than the essence. And as a seeker, you ask yourself, whom am I if I remove my job? Whatever job you do, who are you without that job? Who am I if I remove my achievement? You are an athlete, record-breaking athlete. You are a writer of, blockbusters movies or whatever. You are perfect in what you do. But when we remove that, what do we remain with? And what am I after others' expectations of me is removed? What remains? the space that remains. After my job is removed, after my name is removed, after my relationship and everything that is removed, that has been removed, what remains? What remains is space, silence, awareness. And that place, that space is where the journey begins, the journey to self-discovery. And as we said earlier on, you may have to have courage to look within, to ask yourself questions, to slow down so that you discover yourself. So let's talk about this courage. Self-discovery requires radical honesty. You have to be really honest with yourself. And self-discovery is not self-criticism. It's not shame, but honesty. You must be willing to say, if you're insecure, you must be willing to say, I'm insecure. I'm afraid of failure. I seek validation. I avoid conflict. I people please. All those are negative situations or tags about you, and more. There could be more. But you have to be willing to accept and tell yourself, this is who I am. You know, you fear, if you seek validation, if you're insecure, you have to accept that. Because if you don't accept that, then you are hiding it. You are using the distractions for you not to see that, and for other people not to see the same. So, and while you're doing that, when you're saying you are, I'm a people pleaser, I seek validation, you are a seeker. Remember, and the seeker does not judge these truths. The seeker observes them. So when you say, I'm insecure, you are just observing that insecurity. You are not judging yourself. You are not criticizing yourself. You are just being aware that it is there. Because when you observe them, then that brings freedom. You accept them like this. So you get that freedom. And when you observe, you can transform. If you avoid it, there's no time to transform it. But if you observe and accept them, then you seek direction. It's the first step to transformation into what the real you should be like or was intended to be. Because when you came to this planet, there's a way you are supposed to have been grown, to grow and develop. But because of the culture shock, religion, and stuff that was pumped into you, you're forced to be someone else, whom we are not. And now we are here in this journey to help you rediscover the person you were intended to be. And by observing these negativities, like insecurity within yourself and so on, when you observe them without criticism, then you have freedom to transform. Okay? And so here let's go to a guided reflection about the same so that we can really understand ourselves more and deeper. So let's sit still for a moment and let's take a slow breath in and hold and release. Yeah, if you're caught by surprise, let's do it again. So you may close your eyes, but take a slow breath in and hold, release. And then in that state, ask yourself these questions. Where in my life am I pretending? Where in my life am I pretending? Where am I shrinking? Where am I living with sorry, where am I living for approval? And where I'm not fully honest with myself. Do not answer quickly. Just observe. Where in my life am I pretending? Where am I shrinking? Where am I living for approval? And where am I not fully honest with myself? Great. As we said, you don't answer quickly. Just observe. Then ask yourself, who do I want to become? Take another deep breath. And let's return to the moment. Now, we suggest you do this reflective journal, at free time when you have free time. Maybe between now and the next time we are going to do the second lesson, or before you go to the next lesson, because it's already on video. Before you go to the next lesson, do this reflective journal prompt. You're going to take 10 to 15 minutes and write. The topic you're going to write is, whom am I today? And write freely, don't edit or judge. Begin with what feels true right now. Your roles, emotion, desire, fears, and what you belong for. What you long for. Let this be a snapshot of where you are as we begin this journey. So this prompt will be posted below and the description space below so that you can look at it after this presentation, and then you can do the journaling. So before we wind up, then we have to learn what this journey will do, this 7-lesson journey, what will do for you. As I said, you can take 7 days, you can take it 7 hours if you do video after video, but I suggest you take it maybe daily or even weekly, so that within either 7 days or 1 week you'll have been through. So what this journey will do for you: one, this journey over the next 2 videos or weeks, depending on how you put it, it will be healing your wounds, inner wounds. We all have inner wounds. So this journey, if you take it seriously, will heal or will start healing inner wounds. Then it will bring understanding of emotional triggers, your emotional triggers. It will be breaking unconscious patterns, because there are patterns that are unconscious. It will help you discover your purpose. It will align with your higher self and live authentically. So this is not just information, it's transformation. But transformation requires participation. So you must reflect, like the journal we just given you. You have to use it, you have to do it. 10, 15 minutes, right? And it will be nice if you can get a separate either notebook, or you can do it, or if you want to do it on a computer or phone, you can still do it. But it's better if you can write down however way you may use it. So you must reflect, you must journal, you must practice awareness. You have to do this. No one can do it for you. We just give you a guideline and then you follow it yourself. So no one can do this for you. So as we wind up, we're through with today's class, and we are winding up now by saying that in this video, the seeker in you has been acknowledged. One way or another, that seeker has been acknowledged because you are here, you've been here. So we have acknowledged that seeker. Now let's protect it, feed it, nurture it, listen to it. So between now, this video, and the next video 2 or the second lesson, please observe yourself without judgment. Notice your reactions, notice your emotions, notice your patterns. Just observe them, don't criticize. Awareness, being aware, our awareness is the first awakening. And so we now do the final affirmation before you go. And you have to repeat silently, repeat it within yourself silently, and say, I'm ready to know myself more deeply. I'm ready to grow beyond my patterns. I am ready to awaken. And so thank you very much. We are at the end of today's or this introductory video. So until we meet in the next lesson 2 of this journey, have a nice time and remember to do that journaling. And in case you may know somebody who may want a team, life coaching and counseling, we do that at Bliss, Oasis Africa, and you're going to get our contacts below. Thank you very much. God bless.